If your steering wheel feels like you're driving a shopping cart, your tie rods may be worn out. Let's talk about it. Some of the symptoms are loose steering, uneven tire wear, clunking, and alignment issues. 21 millimeter. First thing we're going to do is remove this cotter pin. Turn needle nose pliers comes in handy right here. Cotter pin out, break this nut loose. It's going to be a 17 millimeter. Before we go any further, we're going to want to make sure we get this jam nut loose back here. We're going to work ourselves into a corner. This jam nut is a 22 millimeter. We pay attention to the threads, realize that it's a right-handed thread, so we're going to thread it further up the shaft. Let's clean up behind the threads real quick, make sure that it comes off nice and easy and doesn't get stuck on sand. Also spray it down with some penetrating oil to make sure it spins freely. Sometimes these freeze into place. They take a powerful amount of persuasion. You got that one to break free. All right, that free, we'll put it back where it was. Put it back where it was loosely so we get that tie rod off. Now focusing on this is an aluminum knuckle. You got to be careful beating on these. A lot of people would just choose to use a pickle fork instead. I am going to try knocking on it a few times, see if I can knock it loose. If that doesn't work, we'll come in here with a pickle fork. So on to the pickle forks. We'll pull out the big guns. Put a 13 millimeter on the inner tie rod, and a 19 millimeter on the outer tie rod, and then unthread this. Now this is where I like to use a grease marker. I'll roll this up. Go ahead and roll that jam nut all the way up. Degrease this with a little brake parts cleaner. This is where I get some white out or a paint pen, and you can paint your marks at the thread that the tie rod stops at. So when you're putting it back on, you just come up to your paint mark, and you know you're going to be pretty close. I also count my turns as I'm backing the tie rod off. Make sure I got the right amount of turns when I'm putting the new one back on. Now, sometimes they'll vary in length from part to part, so count the turns will get you close, but not right on. In this particular instance, I'm also replacing the inner tie rod, so I have to go off the full measurement, and this paint marker really isn't going to matter much. But my count will help. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah, about a half. So I had about 13 and a half turns to get this one off. So if I'm putting the new one on, 13 and a half turns should get me back to my line. Comparing the old one to the new one, they do appear to be about the same length. So 13 and a half should be pretty close. So if you were just replacing the tie rod end, we'd start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, we're back up to our paint line again. Now we pull down our jam nut and put this back together. I'm going to clean this out because I got a little bit of grease in there. I want to make sure it seats well. Go ahead and install that, put our nut on. If you put a little bit of upward force on here, it'll help it wedge in place so you can get that nut tight. If you're having a hard time with the center spinning, you can actually put a floor jack under here. A block of wood, push up on that to hold it in the wedge to allow this to turn. We're going to torque this down, then we're ready to put it all back together. And this nut only gets torqued down to 37 foot-pounds. The nut on the new one is bigger, of course. The nut on the new one was 19 millimeters. We're pretty good on our cotter pin alignment. Slide our new cotter pin, bend that in place. Now you can tighten down our jam nut. We're done. Ain't no sense in going crazy on it. The alignment shop's going to need that loose.